You're introducing this new Teams Copilot service, and I wonder if, I think about all the things that we hate about work, meetings, email, expenses, and hope that all of that is about to get a lot better. Let's take meetings, for example. How will AI change the meeting experience?
First of all, if you look at my most used Copilot feature today, there are two things, in fact. One is I use Copilot to be able to summarize, like, for example, if I'm walking into a meeting, I say, hey, were there documents that I need to read before going to a meeting? And it comes back and says, yeah, there are these 3 documents. Then I say, can you summarize them? It summarizes them. But even better for me is my prompt called, turn it into an FAQ. Because I love that, because it allows you to actually think through the questions. Similarly, in meetings, the Meetings Copilot, one of the things even today, it's not a transcript, right? Everybody complains about meetings, but what one should really complain about is not being prepared for meetings, not paying attention in meetings, not remembering what happened in meetings. The Meetings Copilot helps keep the knowledge always front and center for an organization. So the feature we are launching is really this thing called Team Copilot. This Team Copilot is going to be in the meeting and everywhere your team is working on. For example, if you're doing a project and you want project management assistant, this Team Copilot will help you and all your teammates. It's kind of like having an AI teammate that helps you.
Well, on that note, for all of this to really work, you've really got to trust your PC with everything about you. Will it know you better than a real assistant or a friend or a colleague? And are we in relationship territory?
Yeah, it's a super important one, right? Which is, to me, there are 2 things. One is, how should one think about privacy? How should one think about safety? And then the third is, how should we relate to AI, right? All of these are important. So let's take them, even unpack them, right? On the privacy side, that's where I think there are going to be needs for real private information. And whether it's in the enterprise side where people say, don't train on my data, that's the assurance we have for anybody in the cloud even, or the new PCs we just launched yesterday, right, which are all about keeping everything that you're doing on the PC local. So that's on the privacy side. Safety is another one, right, which is how do I make sure that whatever I am doing is safe? I'm safe from adversarial attacks. And then the third is the relationship side is like I don't like anthropomorphizing AI. I sort of believe it's a tool. It is got intelligence, if you want to give it that as moniker, but it's not the same intelligence that I have, right? I think one of the most unfortunate names is artificial intelligence. It's a different, I wish we had called it different intelligence even. Because I have my intelligence, I don't need any artificial intelligence. I just want my intelligence to compose with this different intelligence so that I have more agency, quite frankly. So I think of that as the relationship I want to have with AIs around us, where I want help. I want it to assist me, get more, take GitHub Copilot, which is, I think, the hit product of this age. I love it because as a developer, I can stay in flow, do my development, and this AI assistant is helping me in that process. And that's, I think, the ideal relationship.
So you're letting Azure customers use Microsoft-built chips. Do you already have customers who plan to use them? And if so, who?
So Microsoft's a full systems company. We launched Cobalt, which is our first ARM-based processor, and we have, in fact, multiple customers we announced at Builds. For example, one of them is being Snowflake is going to use them, and in fact, all of Microsoft 365, many of those cores are going to Cobalt, so we're very excited about that. We also have Maya, which is our AI accelerator, which is starting to take traffic in one of our data centers already. But more importantly, we're also partnering deeply with NVIDIA, deeply with AMD, and so we will have an ecosystem approach to this. Yes, we will definitely have systems capability and silicon capability, but that doesn't mean everything needs to be built at Microsoft. What we want to assure our customers is the best performance systems that are driving the best costs as well to them.